Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Got you your latest forecast on a Friday. Weather pattern is finally quieting down and just in time for the weekend. Any lingering patchy dense fog has since dissipated and we'll have a lot of sunshine. High pressure today. High of 80, low at 57 yesterday at Charleston, near average. Again, we had some areas of dense fog. There are no threats of any heavy rain, flash flooding, or severe weather. That latest cold front that finally pushed the muggy air mass and all the potential storms early in the week, that's already gone. And we'll have high pressure and a other backdoor cold front that'll pass through dry and bring in some cooler temperatures for some of us as well early in the weekend. Fly saver to forecast, it starts at home. Highs 80s and 90s, areas of Florida today. Still watching for some potential of showers and storms and some heavy rain down there heading into the weekend. From Panhandle to Panhandle, we have dry conditions and sunglasses sunshine today. Highs mid to upper 70s. Someone may approach briefly 80 on the thermometer today. Mid to low 50s tonight, quiet conditions to eastern areas. Low 70s to near 80, dry conditions. A little bit of a northeast breeze develops overnight and tomorrow. Generally moderate, a couple of strong gusts early tomorrow in some of the higher elevations out of the northeast as possible. Highs 70s and 80s from east to west out here, sunshine. Can't rule out some patchy dense fog. Again, some of those favorable areas tomorrow morning. And to the south, 70s and 80s as well, dry. That cold front's already south of here, so we'll be sending up a high pressure forecast heading into the weekend. Some patchy dense fog possible waking up tomorrow. Charleston, 82 today, mostly sunny, partly cloudy, 52. Some patchy fog waking up in the morning. 79 tomorrow, back near 82 on Sunday. And I have us dry for the next 7 days. It'll be a rather quiet forecast here all the way through Thursday.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives
West
for
Virginia's
more than a
capital
century.
city, with news from across the state. This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law, with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and Metro News' Dave Allen.
Welcome into the 2 o'clock hour, the final hour on a Friday. It's Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. Get your questions, get your comments ready, because we're going to take phone calls and texts at the bottom of the hour. 1-800-765-TALK or text 304-TALK-304 on Metro News Midday.
Metro News Midday is presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com. Join in by calling 800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK-304. Let's go live to downtown Charleston. Here's Dave Allen.
It is a beautiful Friday afternoon across the great state of West Virginia. Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. I know it's a beautiful day because Metro News meteorologist Brian Hughes just stuck his head in the door during the break and said, guess what? It's a beautiful day. I was like, well, thank you. I'm in a room with no windows, but thank you. That's why we have a meteorologist here to tell us it's a nice day outside while we sit in, without windows. We're going to get to Jack Carlson and the Weekend Sports Blitz coming up here momentarily. I do want to remind you that on our parking lot here where we are in Charleston, 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston, next week, less than a week away, it is our annual snack drive. Get ready to drop your snacks, as we call it, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. on our parking lot here in downtown Charleston. We team up with the Union Mission to help feed kids during the summer break. Now, we're asking you to simply drop off your donations at that time. Non-perishable food items, or what we're looking for. You can go to your big box store and bring us boxes of stuff, or you can bring us in one individual item, whatever you can afford. We can also accept cash or check donations through Union Mission, their website, where you can get more information or to make your donations there. WeFeedPeople.com, WeFeedPeople.com. And it's all brought to you by our baseball team here in Charleston, the Charleston Dirty Birds. So no matter where you're listening to us today, you can take part in this. If you're in Charleston next week, Thursday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m., you can drop off those items here at 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston. But if not, go to the website, WeFeedPeople.com, and we'll be talking plenty about that as we get into next week. Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. Right now it's time to talk a little sports. Jack Carlson is in with our Weekend Sports Blitz. How you doing, my friend?
I'm well. How are you? This is my first time on since the Hall of Fame announcement, so officially on the airwaves. Congratulations to you. Very deserving honor. I'm very honored to work with you, and you're really, really good at what you do.
Are you day drinking, Jack? I mean,
I just wanted to get that out of the way. And also a shout out to you. So the last time that I was on the program, or the program as some would say, in the 1 o'clock hour, you featured that Huntington Bakery. Well, my parents went down to that bakery, which does the empanadas and things like that. They said it was really good. They went down there this past weekend, and so they're singing your praises as well for featuring it.
Nomada is the name, and it picked up an award for, and I'm greatly butchering this, but it was something like the best bakery in the East Coast or something like that. And well, I'm glad your parents enjoyed it. Yeah. I've never been there, but I'm going to make it a point to get down there.
Well, they recommend it.
Follow me for dining tips. And after today's lunch spot segment, which is where your parents heard the other the thing about Nomada, we featured a place from a listener called the Grandview Diner, which is in Grandview, down in the General Beckley area. Apparently the best lasagna around. So you a lasagna guy?
I am.
All right, lasagna. That was pretty good too. So now tell your parents that they need to make that trip. If they're going to go down to the gorge to the national park down there, they need to make plans to go to the Grandview Diner and talk to D at the Grandview Diner.
Okay, we'll put that in Sharpie on the refrigerator.
Okay, there you go. Go here. Jack Carlson's in with our Weekend Sports Blitz. I want to start. Last hour, we had Brad Howe on for Metro News Sports. Everybody in Granville, you know, the Granville Invitational, as Dave Wilson likes to call it. Everybody gearing up for a great weekend of baseball in Morgantown. And it's such a great story with this Mountaineer baseball team.
It absolutely is. The first time in 7 years that they're hosting a regional. I was there, a little sparky back at the ballpark in 2019 when the Mountaineers hosted under Randy Mazey's direction. It's just a fantastic time. And the first game of the regional is underway right now. Wake Forest had an early lead. They were up 3-1, but recently Kentucky stormed back 5-3. And since it's a double elimination regional, obviously tonight's game matters against Binghamton, but you look ahead to tomorrow. If the Mountaineers were to advance to that winner's bracket game, they would get the winner of this first game between Kentucky and Wake Forest.
Now, Brad tells me that Wake Forest team is really good.
They really are.
That the Demon Deacons are a really good team.
But they're currently down 5-3, but long game.
The long game.
9-inning game, Dave Allen.
And double elimination, too.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. The Mountaineers have two really good arms that they're going to be throwing back-to-back days. Chance and Cole on the bump tonight. And then, obviously, Max Yell going tomorrow. Should be a fun weekend of baseball. And it sounds to me like that Morgantown, Granville area is really hopping right now.
He called them pitchers like A1 and A2. He wasn't even going to go down to B, I don't think, talking about but the Mountaineers are very, very lucky to have those arms in their stable.
Yeah, and really you have to wonder about those bats, too. Brad mentioned this last hour. You got to get bats in postseason time because you never quite know what will happen. If the arms go out, you got to go into the bullpen. It's always good to have those bats producing this time of year. So that's going to be the big question for this Mountaineer team going into the weekend.
Picture perfect weekend as far as the weather goes. It's absolutely beautiful, as Brian Hughes told me when he told me what the weather was like outside. Beautiful weather in the University City and in Granville, for this. So it's an exciting time. And I heard, you were working diligently, so you probably didn't get to hear it, but Randy Mazey was actually on Talk Line today with Wilson, and he just talked about the evolution of this team from where it was. And I'm talking about well before May. I'm talking about years and years ago to where they are now. And he talked about the distractions too, because in this era with the younger players, with Twitter or X and everything like that, and he said, I think Wilson asked him something to the effect of, well, how do you keep your guys focused, when you were coaching? He just said, get them in the gym, get them at BP. Don't worry about the noise. Don't worry about the message boards and the internet or whatever. Just do your thing.
That's the best possible thing that you can do, is just keep them busy, because an idle mind, you never quite know what can happen.
Yeah.
And so you don't need to read those press clippings, as they say.
Let's go to the state softball tournament. It's continuing now over at Little Creek Park, and I know all the action's available, WVMetroNews.com. Those guys, I think I heard Luke Wiggs say this morning that they got there, I guess it was Wednesday at like 8 a.m. and left at 12:15, like the next a.m., so to speak.
Yep.
But the weather looks great there as well, and it's been an exciting tournament so far.
Yeah, it's great to have clear weather, because the weather really pushed back some of the games. There were 14 games played yesterday between A and Double A. And it's been a long time for those guys at the ballpark, and they've been doing a fantastic job. Your Logan Wildcats are still in the mix.
Yeah.
They're facing off against Oak Glen right now in an elimination game, and obviously Petersburg has been a very big surprise in Double A. They were down 9-0, Dave, in their first game to Lincoln, and they ended up rallying in that game, winning 14-12, and now they're in the Catbirds seat. They just need to win one more game, and they're state tournament champions.
It's very interesting the way that the with double elimination and the format and the way that everything always works out there. You mentioned my alma mater, Logan Wildcats, which, by the way, the first game, pitcher threw a no-hitter, and their second game was a shutout. She is a fantastic player. But the Man Hillbillies were, now I haven't had a chance to check them today. I don't know how they're doing, how they've done today. But this Man Hillbillies team under Coach Randy Epperly, the Lady Billy softball team, they didn't win a single game last year. And they come back and have got again, I haven't checked it right now. I don't know what they're doing right now, but they're playing on Friday the state tournament, a team that did not win a single game last year.
Just a fantastic story. And even you take out last year and just look at this tournament. They were the 6th seed in the 8-team Class A bracket, right? And they've gone on a tremendous run. They're still in the mix. They're facing off against Wahama right now in an elimination game. But man, what a story for those players to come together and believe in one another when not a whole lot of people were believing in them going into the tournament. They made some noise, and they're still alive, and that's all you can ask for going into the final day of the tournament.
And, of course, this is the final day, and all the action available, WVMetroNews.com. We have the Freds over there. We got the Wiggses over there, Daniel Woods, Joe Percato, Greg Carey, all the Metro News teams. Have you had a chance to make it over there, or have you just been hanging out here?
I've been hunkered down here.
Okay, so I was going to say, when the others are out, somebody's got to do the work around here. Of course, we'll get into the state baseball tournament, which is in Huntington this year at Jack Cook Field. Great venue down there. I mean, for people that haven't had a chance to see it, it's a fantastic new facility. Marshall baseball teams placed there in Huntington, and after years here in Charleston, the move was made to Huntington. And look, Charleston, as Fred and I talked earlier this week, Charleston did a great job of hosting this tournament for a number of years, most recently at Gomart Ballpark. Huntington, it's going to be moved there this year, and they've worked with the city of Charleston. What did you do right? What did you do wrong? I'm sure they're going to they're going to have first-class operation down there for the state baseball tournament.
No question about it, and it's so exciting, Dave, with all these classes that you have now. You got 4 classes of baseball and all these games going on. We'll have coverage on WVMetroNews.com of all of those games. Just fantastic. As a baseball junkie, softball junkie like myself, you can't buy this type of excitement. It's just a great time of year.
And when does the tournament get underway?
I believe it begins on Saturday, June 6th.
Okay, yeah, next week. Yeah, that's right. So I think we got Fred on the show next week. He's going to give us a little bit of a preview once you rest up a little bit, from being at Little Creek.
And all but 2 of the spots in that baseball state tournament have been secured right now.
And that'll be decided, I guess, today, right? There's another game there?
There's some spots in Class A still up for grabs right now, and so we'll see whether they can get that tonight.
And, of course, just about I know here in the Kanawha Valley, at least, all of the schools have had their graduation ceremonies. So I always thought that was an interesting dynamic. You're not even a member of the school anymore, and you're still out there playing. And it's happened in the past. I know this happened to Logan one year, more than 1 year, that their players had to miss graduation because they were playing in the state tournament.
Yeah, but, I mean, when you're done with classes, you get to do the athletic stuff. For me, that would be just heaven, right?
And let's face it, with all due respect for many other athletes, I would say the overwhelming majority of them, that's going to be the last games that they play. They're not going to go to another level unless they pick up a pickup game or an intramural game here or there. So this run in the playoffs, whether it's softball or baseball, this is pretty much it for them.
And that's something that lasts with you for the rest of your life. To call yourself a state champion in your final season of playing high school softball or baseball, you can't beat it. And it's just tremendous, and why we love sports so much.
All right, and let's go to Major League Baseball right now. I'll be honest with you, the last couple of days I haven't been following it that closely. My Reds are still doing Reds things. We're good. No, we're not. We're good. No, we're not. So what are you looking at in Major League Baseball?
Well, as far as the Reds go, they're facing off against the team with the best record in baseball this weekend, the Atlanta Braves, who have been really impressive so far. So the Reds will have their work cut out for them. All 5 teams in the NL Central right now are still north of 500, something that you haven't seen in recent years. All those teams just refused to completely drop off. The Cubs have had some weird runs where they've won 10 games in a row, then they've gone on a 10-game
Sounds like
losing
the
streak.
Reds.
Yeah, it's just very streaky division, but overall for the season, I mean, if you're any of these 5 teams, you look at the division with a legitimate chance at saying, hey, end of the year, we can emerge with a title.
And am I correct that the Rays have the best record in Major League Baseball right now?
The Braves now.
I thought the Rays did at one point.
Well, right now it's the Atlanta
The
Braves.
Atlanta Braves. And it's been a rough month for if you're a baseball historian for the Braves because, you lose Ted Turner, you lose Bobby Cox, and this week we lost Bob Horner. So it's been a rough season for the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, and it kind of makes you wonder whether they're a team of destiny now this year with all this to rally around. And obviously with their payroll and everything, they're always going to be a team to watch out for. But that NL East has kind of disappointed this year. The Mets and Phillies haven't been anything special to write home about, and they were expected to be primary challengers for the Braves.
I know the NBA playoffs, I guess, are continuing. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Jack, I am not a huge NBA guy. I was kind of following via reading online and a little sports radio out of market the New York Knicks because it's been so long since Knicks had made it to the NBA finals.
Since 1999.
1999, and I've seen all of the on the ESPNs and whatever, the different montages of, in 1999, and they're playing Ricky Martin music and all the things that were hot like in 1999. But this is a team that a lot of people, I think, at least heading into the championship series, believes in. But there's a couple other teams may have something to say about that.
Yeah, a lot of people think that the Western Conference Finals are actually the real NBA Finals
Yeah, I've
with
heard
the
that,
OKC Thunder against the San Antonio Spurs, and that's been a great series so far. Heading to Game 7 tomorrow night, the winner of that one will face the Knicks in the NBA Finals. And obviously, as a Mountaineer fan, just great to see Deuce McBride as part of that Knicks squad going to the NBA Finals. So really, it's kind of win-win, whether it's the Thunder or the Spurs. Seeing who they face against the Knicks should be great.
NHL playoffs continue as well, right?
Yep. We're going into Game 5 tonight between the Montreal Canadiens and the Carolina Hurricanes. As we saw earlier this week, the Vegas Golden Knights moved on to the NHL Stanley Cup Finals, so they'll face the winner of that series. Right now, the Hurricanes lead the Canadiens 3-1.
And, of course, I wasn't here last week. I was on vacation when that shocking news came out about the death of Kyle Busch. And my wife and I had just gotten back from out of state, and we had some of her family over at the house. And I got the alert on my phone. Actually, I think one of our sales guys here, Sean, was the one that actually texted me and told me about that. And I made a comment to one of my brother-in-laws who is a major, major NASCAR fan. I said, wow, Kyle Busch passed. And he said, oh, no, there's no way. That's fake. I said, no, it's being reported by NASCAR.com. And again, that was last week, and it was an emotional weekend in Charlotte. And the emotion is going to continue. And that's just, it's just hard to believe that when somebody, and even though Kyle Busch was not at the top of his game right now, but somebody who's won more races overall in all the classes than anybody else, seeming, young, at 41, 42 years old, I think it was something like that, that he just, suddenly gets sick and passes away. It's tragedy. It really is.
It really is sad. And his last interview, or one of his last interviews, he said, you got to value all these wins because you never know when it's going to be your last. And that just kind of hits home with everybody, seeing these videos, and just a very emotional tribute last weekend. Just really, really great seeing some of those videos. It'd be very hard to watch those videos without getting tears in your eyes. Really.
And there was a natural, I think, Jack, there was a natural evolution of Kyle Busch because he was seen as a punk, and he was seen as very brash and whatever, and he'd fight with people and whatever. But then, as happens to a lot of us, we get older. And he was a devoted husband, devoted father. Millions and millions, I think it was like $2 million that his family, he and his wife, gave to start a foundation for people that wanted to be parents, but for medical reasons could not, and because of the affordability issue. And it just goes to kind of show you the kind of guy. Again, I didn't know the guy, but that apparently he was. I know a good friend of mine, Jason Toy, who I went to college with and known Jason for a number of years. He's part of the networks that cover NASCAR, and he just talked about it. He said, I just wish that people could have known Kyle Busch. They knew back in his day the brash young punk, as many people called him. They didn't know the guy that I knew, and it certainly was a loss for the world of NASCAR. And man, just watching some of the NASCAR-related programming last week, and it was emotional for sure.
It really was. And obviously, he was an icon, both on the track and off the track. And obviously, whenever these things happen, it's tragic. And then you learn more information, as we have, about all the things that he and his family did. Just really, he's going to be missed in the sports community, even though, obviously, he was an icon in NASCAR. But everybody within sports knows the name Kyle Busch and the impact that he made, because he was just such a phenomenal impactor of the game.
And he had a variety of different numbers over the years, but they have retired one of the numbers, and they're going to hold it for I think his son is like 12 or 13, and he's already racing, and eventually, if he's like his dad and his uncle, he will end up in NASCAR as well. So they're holding that number and if he decides that he wants it when he makes it up there. Jack Carlson, our Weekend Sports Blitz. Appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot.
Great to be on with you, Dave.
All right, it is 2:24. We'll take a break and be back after this. Stay with us.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
The best selection of WVU apparel is at Daniel's Men's Store. Exclusive designs you won't find anywhere else. Stylish, sophisticated, and unmistakably Mountaineer. Shop in store or online at danielsofmorgantown.com.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All-new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All-new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Welcome back to the show, 228 Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Brad Nicholson is our producer today. We'll get to Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. Your calls, your texts, what's on your mind. And I throw this out there every Friday. I'm always happy to talk about the news, always happy to talk about politics, whatever. But if you want to humor me and you want to say, want to text me something, funny, I'll look up during the break and see what national day it is, and maybe we can fire off. We're heading into the weekend. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Not like last weekend. It's going to be a beautiful weekend in West Virginia. There's so many activities going on. I know here in Charleston, we have Festival that's going to wrap up this weekend. We got Live on the Levee that's going on tonight. There's just so many. I am actually going to be in Winfield in Putnam County tomorrow afternoon. Probably the best name for a car show ever, the Paws and Pistons Car Show. It is a benefit for the Putnam County Animal Shelter. I'll be there tomorrow morning starting at 10, representing our sister station, 98.7 A Mountain Wild, a wonderful classic rock. So I am looking forward to that. So, and I know wherever you're listening to us right now, you got stuff going on this weekend. Get out there and enjoy it. But I say that to say this. If you want to tell me something good that's going on in your community this weekend, it doesn't all have to be serious. Doesn't all have to be political, so on. Just what's going on in your community this weekend? What's got you excited other than just the weather? You can call me at 1-800-765-TALK, 1-800-765-8255, or you can text 304-TALK. 304. Metro News Midday is powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Bottom of the hour news, and then we are back with Open Line West Virginia. It's Metro News Midday. And now we'll go to the
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Greer Industries, improving people's lives for more than a century.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Got you your latest forecast on a Friday. Weather pattern is finally quieting down and just in time for the weekend. Any lingering patchy dense fog has since dissipated, and we'll have a lot of sunshine. High pressure today. High of 80, low at 57 yesterday at Charleston, near average. Again, we had some areas of dense fog. There are no threats of any heavy rain, flash flooding, or severe weather. That latest cold front that finally pushed the muggy air mass and all the potential storms early in the week, that's already gone. And we'll have high pressure and a other backdoor cold front that'll pass through dry and bring in some cooler temperatures for some of us as well early in the weekend. Fly see over to forecast. It starts at home. Highs 80s and 90s, areas of Florida today. Still watching for some potential of showers and storms and some heavy rain down there heading into the weekend. From Panhandle to Panhandle, we have dry conditions and sunglasses sunshine today. Highs mid to upper 70s. Someone may approach briefly 80 on the thermometer today. Mid to low 50s tonight, quiet conditions to eastern areas. Low 70s to near 80, dry conditions. A little bit of a northeast breeze develops overnight and tomorrow. Generally moderates, a couple of strong gusts early tomorrow in some of the higher elevations out of the northeast as possible. Highs 70s and 80s from east to west out here, sunshine. Can't rule out some patchy dense fog. Again, some of those favorable areas tomorrow morning. And to the south, 70s and 80s as well, dry. That cold front's already south of here, so we'll be sending up a high pressure forecast heading into the weekend. Some patchy dense fog possible waking up tomorrow. Charleston, 82 today, mostly sunny, partly cloudy, 52. Some patchy fog waking up in the morning. 79 tomorrow, back near 82 on Sunday. And I have us dry for the next 7 days. It'll be a rather quiet forecast here all the way through Thursday.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did.
Told you it's a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com. With Metro News Hotline, if it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have two vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose AmeriCorps.
This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com.
Welcome back to the show. 26 away from 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. Metro News Midday is powered by Salango Law. Visit SalangoLaw.com. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. We're heard all across the great state of West Virginia. Great radio stations like WJLS in Beckley. Our flagship here in Charleston, WCHS, WKMZ Clarksburg, WD&E in Elkins, WKLP in Kaiser, WVW Logan, WEPM Martinsburg, WAJR in Morgantown, WSLW White Sulphur Springs, WKKX, and WVLY in Wheeling. Open line West Virginia, it's your time to shine. 1-800-765-TALK. Or you can text 304-TALK-304. Just perusing the headlines during the commercial break there. Sometimes you don't even need to click on the story. Just read the headlines. Florida woman detained after attempting to ride a shopping cart down I-95 at 3 a.m. with a sail fashioned from a shower curtain. And I'm reading that going, well, other than the 3 a.m. part, that sounds like a darn good time. I'm just saying. Young Dave might have done that. Nearly 56-year-old Dave is saying, I don't know, but could be fun. 1-800-765-TALK. That's the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text said, I'll follow up with what someone else said earlier about the Grandview Diner. Best lasagna in West Virginia, and yes, their ranch dressing is amazing, says a texter. That was the subject of this week's lunch spot. We do that every Friday afternoon during the 1 o'clock hour. We rely on you to tell us where do we need to eat. And we got a text to the show not long ago, and somebody said, you got to check out the Grandview Diner. We made the phone call. We made it happen. We talked to Dee from the Grandview Diner earlier, last hour. And I'm going to tell you, man, all the food sounded good to me. Everything from the lasagna to the hot dogs to their smash burgers. I thought poor Ryan was going to come through the glass there when she started talking about the smash burgers there. But nonetheless, it's in Grandview. So if you're down that way, and a lot of people will be this summer, take it in the park and whatnot, head on over and check it out. But Dee was very proud of her lasagna. I will say that. So, but I will use this opportunity to say, if you'd like to nominate someone to be put in the spotlight for our lunch spot program, it could be a diner, it could be a pizza place, it could be somebody doing great hot dogs, great burgers, a drive-in, 5-star, classic dining, breakfast foods, bakeries, we don't care, bar, whatever. You can drop us an email, midday@wvmetronews.com, midday@wvmetronews.com. You can reach out to us on social media, Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, or at Dave870 on X. You can also reach out to Amanda's social media, or you can text us, 304-TALK-304. Text says, happy Friday. Everyone have a great weekend. Stop complaining. Yeah, I don't know that you're gonna see that or not. It'd be nice. It'd be nice. And every Friday when we do Open Line Friday, I normally will get a text from someone saying, everybody just enjoy the weather or enjoy their family, friends, whatever it is you're doing, ball games, whatever you're doing this weekend. Don't complain, but that's just not the society we live in. Text, another beautiful day in the Mountain State. It'd be a great day to fix some potholes. Just saying. Text, when the coal industry was the major funder of education in West Virginia, isn't a surprise a labor movement about the coal industry's atrocities, corruption, and exploitation weren't taught. last hour, we talked to the folks from the Mine Wars Museum, and they're doing a tour around the state of West Virginia right now. They're actually in Charleston tonight. They've been in Logan, Matewan, Madison, I think different places, just trying to, learn from people, trying to get artifacts, so on and so forth. I can tell you as someone who grew up in southern West Virginia that, and maybe it just had to do with the teacher. In our West Virginia history class, which, if I remember correctly, was in 8th grade, we had West Virginia history. Our particular teacher, R.I.P. Miss Ford, she actually spent a lot of time talking about Blair Mountain and the coal mine wars and so on and so forth. Now, maybe not everybody does that, but our R.I.P. Carol Ford, my 8th grade West Virginia history, because she certainly did. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Let's go to the phones. Let's talk to Robert. You're on the show. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, looking for something positive.
All right.
I just wanted to give a big shout out to Harrison County. They just did a recount. I was one of the poll clerks. John Spires has an excellent crew up there. They did an excellent job. And one of the things that I think that came out of this for me was how accurate those voting machines are. There were no discrepancies, and everything went as smooth as silk, and it was just great, that's all. So shout out to him and his crew.
Let me tell you, I've said this, and I'm a little bit biased. Robert, if you listen to the show, you know I'm a former employee in the world of the Secretary of State's office, worked there for a few years. West Virginia has got some fine county clerks at Clerk Spires. I didn't work a lot with him. I worked primarily in central West Virginia and to the south. But he and his staff have always done a fine job up there in Harrison County.
Yeah, and like I said, those voting machines, people are really hesitant, even still, after all these years. But the accuracy, I mean, if we'd been counting paper ballots that you marked, we'd still be there today.
Yeah, and you hear that a lot from people that are pushing the whole conspiracy theory thing and voter fraud, saying, well, go back to paper. Well, that's all well and good if you go back to paper. Don't expect to be getting results by 10 or 11 o'clock like we do now on election night, because it's going to be several weeks. Well, hey, I appreciate it. That's a positive story, Robert. I appreciate you calling, man. Thanks a lot.
All right. Have a good one.
And you as well. 20 minutes away from 3 o'clock. I remember back during my Secretary of State days, we were at the state fair, and most of the state agencies would go down, set up in the West Virginia building. Treasurer's office was there, and different ones. Attorney General and the Secretary of State's office was there, and we had a voting machine there. We had one of the the kind that a lot of counties use now, the electronic touch screens, and they had a voting machine set up there, and it was our job, a couple of us in the office, that when people come in, we would let them play around with the machine, sample voting. And like, for example, the questions, it wasn't candidates. The questions would be like, your favorite beach, and it would have like Daytona, Hilton Head, Myrtle, favorite ice cream or whatever. And it just allowed people an opportunity to learn how to use those machines, because a lot of counties at that time were making the transition over to them. And of course, we would explain, these machines are not hooked up to the internet in any way. And I still remember, God bless him, this fellow that came by, and I'm not trying to throw shade on anybody, but this nice gentleman, he was very nice, came by and he said, well, I could hack this thing easily. And we were like, okay. And he started explaining the ways that he would hack it. And it all went back to, it's not connected to the internet, right? And, oh, no, we can get around that. And I said, okay, all right. I'm not going to win this argument. Me and my coworkers, we're not going to win this argument. You go, you do you, sir. So I don't know where that gentleman is now. That was 6-7 years ago. So I don't know if he trusts the machines anymore now than he did then, but that's nice to hear. As I said, I didn't work a lot with Clerk Spires when I was in that world, but I do know of his work, and got some great poll workers in the state of West Virginia for sure. 1-800-76 and county clerks. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Heads, says the texter, getting ready to roll in the Kanawha County ambulance case. The director resignation, just the first step. Well, it's been kind of quiet, and goes back to the John Lucas story. This was the young man, I'll say middle-aged man, a couple of months ago but you know the story by now. He was struck and killed by an ambulance, and the community wanted automatic vengeance and was calling in the prosecutor's office and saying there was a cover-up and so on and so forth. Well, it turned out that wasn't the case. It takes time to get everything in a row. And yesterday, we have a story posted about it at WVMetroNews.com. We learned that Monica Mason, who was the director of the Kanawha County Emergency Ambulance Service Authority, announced her resignation yesterday. And already Jason Sargent, who was an operations manager there, has already been named as the interim director. We interviewed him a little bit earlier in the show during the 12 o'clock hour, if you want to go back and listen to that. So the trial is set for August, and we'll see what happens in that case at that time. Text says, didn't the governor promise to fix all the potholes by the end of the month? Better get on it. Yeah. Kind of back that back a little bit, but he did make a statement like that. But, yeah, he's only got a couple days, Governor, so you better get your shovel and get out there. It is 2:43, open line, West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK or text 304-TALK-304. We'll take a break and come back after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Looking for a show that talks about everything? You found it.
By the way, I'm really happy to talk about this as opposed to Ryan's opinion that being a sports fan is a bad thing.
He said that it kept him from being stressed about it, not that it was a bad thing, that they didn't have the stress. And, I mean, I've seen you pace.
Yeah, you're only 30 and you look like that.
So true.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
At Daniel's Men's Store, exceptional style begins with a curated selection and finishes with a flawless fit. When it's time to buy a suit, Daniel's is here to make sure yours is one of a kind. Discover tailored suits you'll only find in-store at Daniel's.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Welcome back to the show. 13 away from 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. Open line West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK. Text 304-TALK 304. Quick up-a-date. It's added a syllable. You can tell I'm looking forward to 3 o'clock, although my weekend's not going to end till like late Sunday night. Or I'm not even going to begin my weekend till late Sunday night, I should say. I did want to mention from the state softball tournament, Wahama has eliminated the Man Hillbillies, Lady Billies, 5-4 in 8 to advance to the Class A Single A Championship against Wheeling Central. Also, the Logan Wildcats eliminated Oak Glen 10-4 to advance to the Double A State Softball Championship to take on Petersburg. And by the way, catch all the action, listen to all the action, all the video highlights available on WVMetroNews.com, and also follow the Metro News Sports page on social media. Text says, this just in, Patrick Morrissey and Republicans shutting down the Mine Wars History Trail because it celebrates and educates on the socialist history of West Virginia. Little sarcasm there from the texter. Let's go to the phones and let's talk to Paul. You're on the show. Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon. You got me interested with the statement about the voting machines and the internet. Is that predicated on the fact there's no data line or phone line going into
There's no
them?
phone line. No.
Well,
go ahead.
Excuse me. Well, I've had plenty of kids and grandkids walk around with their laptops open and being connected to the internet without a wire going to it. So I was just wondering, is there any testing done independent by the state or the counties to see if there was any radio frequencies being transmitted from those machines or being received? Because it seems to me that if the software was in it, or even a small piece of hardware, it'd be easy to set one of them hotspots just close to the voting area and sit with a smartphone and reach in and touch somebody. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, Paul. I appreciate your phone call. Thanks a lot. 249, 11 away from 3. I mean, again, we have the most secure. I appreciate Paul's call, appreciate his perspective. We have the most secure voting anywhere. Now, people will say, well, what do you mean voter fraud doesn't happen? Voter fraud does not happen on a wide-scale basis as much as people would think. And it always makes the news when somebody gets busted somewhere. I'll just take West Virginia, for example. But if you look at overall, the percentage is so incredibly low. But I do appreciate Paul with the phone call. Text says, you guys need a funny button whenever someone says 6 or 7 or any phrase with 6 and 7 that says 6-7 in the doofy kid voice. That's still a thing, Ryan. I know, Ryan, you're not in the, you're older than that, but do people still say that 6-7 thing? Well, I know you're an adult, but I just thought maybe anything that I think is of anything that's under the age of 50, I always look at Ryan for. So, all right. I don't know if that's still a thing or not, but I do appreciate the text. Text says, so Trump wants to see himself on a $250 bill. What is wrong with this guy? That came out in a press conference yesterday from the Treasurer Besant that apparently there is some talk that, and again, with this administration, you never know what's real and what's not. There is some talk of a limited edition, a commemorative $250 bill being made in conjunction with America's 250th birthday of President Trump on the bill. Text, let's go Mountaineers. I think we all agree with that. Text says, glad to see little old Granville finally get some love, says a texter. That's where the Mountaineers play. Text says, Dave, loved the interview with Chris Cruz yesterday. I still think it would have been better if you guys talked old school wrestling. I want to hear some Terry Funk stories. That was, again, every now and then in this job, you get to play a little fanboy or fangirl, as it were, and you get to and look. If you didn't get a chance to listen to the interview yesterday, go back. Christopher Cruz, legendary name in the world of broadcasting. Had a chance to interview with him. He did the last newscast that was on CBS Radio News, which just closed up shop last week, and it was a great interview. A great interview, not because of me, but because of the content. Now, Christopher Cruz is also known in the world of professional wrestling, and he had some legendary back and forth and interviews back in the day, 80s, 90s, with the late great Terry Funk. Indeed. Text says, can I just say it's the most West Virginia thing ever to elect someone named Catfish to office. Catfish McNeely. Yeah. I do not know him personally, but I know of him. Logan County guy. and he got elected in the 71st, I think it was, and now he'll move on. That's one of those elections, like the caller referred to earlier, that was so close. And, it didn't end on Election Day. They had him on Talkline earlier today, and I guess Wilson wasn't aware that everybody called him Catfish when he went to WVU, but I am fully aware of him because he's originally a Logan County guy, although I don't know him. Despite what you may think, not all Logan County people know each other. They don't. Text says, Dave, the kids think 6'7" is lame now, which means it's all the better to say it to make the kids cringe. Yeah, I could just hear, again, I don't have kids, but I could just hear a kid going, Dave, that's so 3 weeks ago. You're probably right. Text, this weather's awesome. Get out and enjoy it. And to quote Dave, love somebody. Indeed. Another Let's Go Mountaineers text. Text says, face it, Trump could walk on water and you people would accuse him of not being able to swim. It is pathetic, says the texter. Text says, I remember the commemorative coin in 1976. I thought they were cool as a kid, but we didn't have a president who was such a narcissist to want to put his face on them. Bullying, says the texter, a teenager, whatever their sex is the saddest thing ever. If you have a problem with boys playing in girls' sports, fine, but don't take it out on the kid. Blame the parents, the courts, etc., never the kid. How cool is it, says the texter, that the musicians are backing out of playing Trump Fest? Final text, I vote for a random number like $37.50, a $37.50 bill with Dave on it. I can get behind that. 2:54, we'll wrap it up after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown!
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
If it matters in West Virginia, it's being talked about here.
I always said I was going to move to a mountain in Tucker County, but probably going to put a data center on it, so I got to find a new plan.
Oh, you did not.
Oh, I did.
Told you it's a little grumpy today.
Oh, man, you got some zingers today, Dave. I love it.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
PeaceCorps.gov.
Welcome back to the show. It's a couple of minutes away from 3 o'clock here on a Friday afternoon. It's Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Ryan Nicholson had to fly the ship himself today. Stephanie had a little issue with her vehicle, but she'll be back on Monday, hopefully. I told her we got a whole parking lot full of vehicles out here. We do station vans. Come on.
Come on.
Come on. But, hey, it's Mr. Weekly. How you doing, man?
I'm ready to go, man. Let's do this.
What you got on the big show today?
Well, did you see where Vibe magazine is coming back with a hardcover magazine? Remember when magazines used to publish?
Yeah.
On paper and stuff?
Oddly
so we're talking
enough,
about magazines a little bit today.
Oddly enough, during my interview with Christopher Cruz yesterday, one of the side hustles that he has now, well, I guess now that he's out of a job at CBS, maybe his only hustle now, is he reads magazines for people. He does voiceovers on magazines.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you get a lot of magazines?
Yes. Football magazines. Wrestling magazines. Waited with bated breath the final Tuesday of the month when the new Pro Wrestling Illustrated came out.
Did you ever pull a picture out of a magazine and put it on your little wall or on the door?
I had quite a few Ric Flair posters, or the I don't want to say centerfolds. That sounds weird. In my room as a young 10, 12, 13-year-old. Yeah,
motorcycles is my thing.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about that today.
And now for Weekly Night would just be cheeseburgers.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh, look at that one.
Oh, nice.
See you Monday. Till then, have fun and love somebody.